4th, so we have something that's better than nothing.
We got it.
Good evening. Welcome to Gino TV 99. Dick Herman here. Chris Perry calling today's game. Gino on the camera, and we're underway here, 0-0. And Chris, how's it looking down on the field?
Well, it's certainly a beautiful day. It looked like it was going to rain earlier, but cleared off nicely in anticipation of a stretch of lousy weather perhaps starting tonight. But Nantucket entertaining Barnstable High School. Barnstable coming over to the island with a record of 2-1-1 with a couple of wins over Falmouth and Bridgewater Raynham. They tied Cape Cod Academy. Good squad. Couple of real studs out there. Number 11, Meg Lee, who's a senior off to Endicott next year. And also number 6, Mary Horn, who's going to the University of Tampa next year. But that's certainly next year to worry about. For Nantucket with the ball down low behind the net. Dick, you want to slide a couple of sponsors in before Nantucket scores their first goal?
Yeah, portion of today's game brought to us by Nantucket Island Pharmacies. We'll get you covered in town and out of town. Nantucket Island Pharmacies. Also, Island Variety, your source for party supplies. Daffodil Weekend coming up. Stop by Island Variety. And number 6 there, I don't know my roster right yet. She went right through the area where she could have taken a nice shot, and she never took it.
That was 6 for Nantucket, who snuck through there. That was Isabel Day. Nantucket coming off a rough loss to New Bedford a few days ago in a very physical match, according to the coaching staff. Nantucket dropping their opener, I believe it was 16-9. In that game, Nantucket had a number of goal scorers, which is good to see, led by Olivia Slade with 3 goals, who played winter lacrosse, should be noted. Bingo, a nice goal by number 11 for Nantucket, coming around from behind. Monica Fales. Monica also had a goal in the New Bedford game with her sister Megan. So that first goal for Nantucket jumping up 1-0 is brought to us by
Don Allen Ford. Check them out for sales, service, body shop, 24 Popus Road, Don Allen Ford. Face-off coming up here with Nantucket off to the early 1-0 lead, scoring at the 23:39. So that was less than a minute and a half. Brought to us by Cowboys, open year-round. Nantucket's best deli, Cowboys Meat Market in Delhi.
Probably the biggest obstacle today for the Whalers are so many of their stronger players, not so many, but a number of their stronger players off to Spain and some other odds and ends. MJ Caro, Kara Garufi, and Julia Newman on the Spanish trip, and then Sam Mooney with a sprained ankle. So 4 players, including 3 very strong starters, not playing for the Nantucket Whalers. But that didn't slow down Monica, who banged home the first goal of the afternoon. Again, Monica scoring in the game against New Bedford, along with 3 goals for Olivia, 2 for Sam Freed. Played a great game, according to Zoe. A single goals by Caroline Kennedy, Julia Newman, and as I mentioned earlier, Monica Fales and Mia Kodalak. So Nantucket jumping out 1-0 here. Dick, so far so good.
That's a good start. I chuckle with the Spanish trip there, but I think they have a game scheduled for next Tuesday. I was going to ask you if you're going to be around next Tuesday for the game. I assume the Spanish trip won't be over by next Tuesday since it's only April 16th. If they left for 3 or 4 days this week, I don't know. When I was in high school, I was lucky if I got an hour off on an afternoon to walk down and look at the local garage and see what was happening there. Now 3, 4, 5 weeks a year, they just take off and go places. It's the new world. And with all these handheld devices, couldn't they just tweet Spain and find out what's going on there? Do you have to go over there to see?
You got to live the moment, Dick. Live the moment.
I'm only kidding, folks. Don't send any emails. Call Gino at Gino TV 99 if you're upset with any of my comments.
So a little bit of history with these 2 teams. Last year, Nantucket split with Barnstable. A little break in the action, a headshot.
Yeah. Penalty going on down there.
That's Bill Doherty, been here for years, is almost as long as Dick, older than dirt. He's out reffing with Amy Oberg from Sandwich, Mass. Well, it looks like a 2-minute penalty. Is that Lizzie Thayer going to the sin bin? Getting a little lecture from Amy. Lizzie Thayer, freshman.
My roster has 17 as Logan Larrabee. Do we have a separate roster, or am I?
I think I'm pretty sure that's Lizzie Thayer.
It does look like it, yes.
I was fortunate enough to work with the middle school last year, and Lizzie Thayer was one of the Star player, strong player, playing back in the defensive half this year. She was the leading goal scorer in the middle school team last year. Nantucket, I think she's got to sit in the sin bin for 2 minutes. That's one of the rule changes for this year. And I know how familiar you are with the rules, Dick, correct?
I'm right up there on all the rules. Yes, I am. And if you step on the white line, that's 2 minutes. If you go over the green line, that's another minute. All right, Nantucket down a play here, and I didn't realize, I kidded about, and there's an easy goal. Oh, what a save there. Kate Freed. I was calling that a goal. And Kate stonewalled her there, and nice play by Kate. Madica Marine, Yamaha Sales, full-service marine over 40 years. Madica Marine, proud sponsor of Lady Wheeler Sports. So a big star next to that one, Chris.
Kate Freed, that's my niece, continuing along in a fine tradition of goalies for Nantucket going back several years now. As I mentioned, Nantucket split with Barnstable last year, winning at home, losing on the road. Barnstable losing a number of seniors to graduation, has a new coach this year, Kate Freed. The goalie's best friend was one-on-one, no defensive help on the back end there. Unsettled situations, one of the things that Zoe was mentioning that she felt they really did a poor job on the ground balls. A good example of it right there, Nantucket giving up the ground ball, resulting in a fine shot by Barnstable hitting the pipe. 1-0, Coach.
Portions of today's game brought to us by Nantucket Airlines. Call now for reservations, 228-623. Oh, Kate Freed, unbelievable. Every time somebody makes a good play, Chris, you say they're related to you. How many players are you related to out there?
Some I admit to, some I don't. But Kate and Sam, I certainly am very proud of their efforts. Kara Garufi, also my niece, she's in Madrid, I guess, right now, enjoying the good life. Coming around from behind, blew the whistle. And here comes Officer Amy Oberg directing traffic. The coach is a new coach for Barnstable this year. Name is Jennifer Arthur. First year she went to Pomfret in Syracuse. She's an Orangeman, played for Syracuse, so she obviously has the pedigree and the knowledge. Playing for Syracuse, a D1 program, graduating from Pomfret, graduating from Syracuse in 06, taking over the Barnstable program. Certainly plenty of talent and experience there for Coach Jennifer Arthur, coming here with a 2-1-1 record.
Speaking of Syracuse, how far did you go in your Final Fours? Did you have the Orangemen going pretty deep or not?
I did not.
Who were your teams that you were looking at?
University of Delaware, Georgia State, Washington College, and Southwest Missouri State.
Well, you're the only guy that did worse than me then. I thought I did well. I had Miami.
Drexel.
I had Miami beating Louisville. If Miami did it, I would have won. But I scored pretty high having Louisville get to the final game, even though I picked them to lose to Miami in the final game.
Is that Miami of Ohio or Miami down in Florida?
I think it was Ohio's, but they counted the points. So I was lucky that Miami, Ohio wasn't in there because that's who I was going with. We're here in the first half, girls. A little bit different from boys. Chris can tell us all the rules on boys and girls, naturally, but a little different from boys. Boys play 4 quarters, girls play 2 halves. Running time in girls, the clock, the ball rolls up there under the yellow school bus. The clock doesn't stop. They just send somebody up to look for it, and you can lose 5 minutes,
Refs love that. Just keep it running. Nantucket, again, the ground balls are the key. Got to get some good offense here. Whalers up 1-0 with about 18 to go.
You mentioned Doherty. Doherty was around here when I was coaching, so that was a long time ago. Doherty's best move, though, is winding the clock. He does that better than any move he has. He keeps that clock winding no matter what the sport is. I would love to see him do a swim meet because it would be kind of funny having him winding the clock at a swim meet.
You're in rare form today, Dick. Rare form. Nantucket back on the defensive half again, boxing it up a little bit. Good defense played by number 11 for Nantucket. Monica Fales forcing Barnstable wide. Number 30 on defense for Nantucket, Logan Larrabee. Ball's behind. Number 13 for Nantucket playing good defense, Kara Godleski. Nice move to the goal, bounce shot, and score. Number 18 for Barnstable, their first goal of the afternoon. That was scored by number 18, Molly McDonough, who is a senior. And Barnstable's first goal brought to us by
the Seagrow, where all the locals go for great fish and excellent seafood. The Seagrow now has a special going on Saturdays. Take your sweetheart out on Saturdays for lunch. You pay, she eats for free. What a deal. The Seagrow. If she pays, you eat for free. That's even a better deal, Gino.
I like that one better.
I like Gino's better, right?
Let me tell you, I've never seen that special in my family.
That Seagull sure does have good specials.
Okay, Barnstable ties it up at the 18:20 mark. If anybody wants to take Gino out Saturday, he's available. Gino will go to the Seagull for lunch on Saturday. He'll be a +1 anytime.
Well, Nantucket, on two separate occasions, has allowed Barnstable to kind of come from behind the net, moving across the front of the goal from left to right. And one shot hit the post, and one shot scored. Kate Freed with a earlier two-bell save. So one thing to keep an eye on, does Barnstable to continue to attack the Nantucket goal, moving across from left to right as you're facing the goal, coming around from the back. Ball's been certainly down in Nantucket's half more than we'd like to see it. Ground balls again scooped up nicely by number 6 for Barnstable. That's Mary Horn, a senior who's off to the University of Tampa next year. One of their star players. Got to get the ground balls, whether it's men's or women's lacrosse. Whoever wins the ground ball battle wins the game. It's pretty much a standard statistic to keep an eye on. Mr. Doherty keeping that whistle nice and handy. So, Dick, today is Wednesday. This game will be shown when?
Thursday night, and we'll be doing the boys game on Friday, weather permitting. You mentioned the weather. Friday.
Oh, shoot.
It makes it 27. Put that one in. You mentioned the weather coming in on Friday. Are you officiating that game?
I'm doing every game this year.
Every boys game. We'll see Mr. Perry on down the field. We're scheduled. Jeremiah's scheduled to be here on Friday to do that. Hopefully, weather permitting. But you can get some lacrosse games in a little bad weather. You've been out there.
As long as it's not thunder and lightning, you can play snow, rain. Except the thunder and lightning obviously is an issue.
Now, you mentioned Barnstable's attack. They got the 2-1 lead here, but, Kate Freed has had 2 point-blank saves and the post, too. So Nantucket's very fortunate only to be behind here 2-1. Portion of today's game brought to us by Don Allen. Great deals going on 2013 F-150 Quick lane service for all makes and vehicles at Don Allen Ford. And Seagull also has a special happy hour Friday and Saturday nights, 9 to 10. The entire bar menu, $9, 9 at 9 at the Seagull. Energy in action, Nantucket Grid. Go Whalers. Fight hard, conserve energy.
Well, there's a ground ball for Nantucket number 10, Sam Freed. Got to win the ground ball battle. Good time to practice the offhand. Sam forced to her right, dishes it off to number 23 for Nantucket, Megan Fales, who gives it out top to number 1. Shelley Colpitts, again, Nantucket missing a number of key players, especially on offense. Some good speed with Kara Garufi, MJ Caro, and Julia Newman sprinting down the beaches of Spain. Nantucket coming in with an 0-1 record, lost 16-9 earlier in the season, their opening game to a very physical New Bedford squad. Nice ground ball. That's what we like to see. Monica Fales with the ground ball, barking out some orders. Nice cut by Sam Freed down low. Opportunity lost. Passing and catching, Sam. Got to catch that pass. That was a perfect feed up high right in the shot area, and she dropped the pass.
Yeah, they did lose on the road to New Bedford. I came by Monday night and watched a little of the boys' game. Boys had no problem with New Bedford. Are they down this year, or the boys just look real good on Monday night?
I think a little bit of both. They squeaked out a nice win over I forget who it was, 9-8. Their first win in Nauset. They squeaked that out, and they seem to build some confidence. And New Bedford, they are down. But Nantucket showed some offense, which is nice. Their defense has been strong so far. They got 3 or 4 really strong defensive players. Plus, Gully and Nets had a good start to the year. So it's a learning process. Nice change of hands in there for Nantucket. That's good to see. She got Olivia Slade, real trooper out there. Strong player, played winter ball. You can see it. Look at her just dealing left, right, take an opportunity to shoot and score. Didn't get a whistle. Now she does. You can see the difference of the players who dedicate themselves to an off-season program. I called her Nina Slade. I'm sorry, Mom. That's Olivia Slade. But you can see the players that dedicate themselves to off-season training and off-season playing clearly are a step or two ahead of everyone else.
Nantucket's had 2 or 3 girls, Olivia, in that situation down in that area. They got to take the shot, though. They're holding a little bit too long, and in doing that, they the defense, Barnstable's defense, is crashing in, and big save. Kate there, yeah. They got to take the shot quicker.
Nice ground ball by Lizzie Thayer.
Lost out of bounds there. Today's game brought to us by Cowboys, full service deli and butcher shop, Cowboys Meat Market and Deli. Albert G. Brock wants to wish each student the very best school year. Brock Insurance is here to provide you with all your insurance needs. Give them a call, 228-0104. So Barnstable with the 2-1 lead. We're about halfway through the first half here. Nantucket is very fortunate to only be down 2-1 here. They've had a couple chances to take shots. They haven't taken them. And on defense, Freed is really keeping them in the game.
Absolutely, and there's another example. Ground ball for Nantucket. Back in their defensive half of the field, scooped up very smartly by number 6, Isabel Day. Ball immediately goes to the offensive half of the field, and now you see number 21 for Nantucket wheeling and dealing. Maya Kodalak dishing it off, cutting left to right. Good shot in there and a fine save. It's a good shot, good low bounce shot. Goalie had no idea where it was and came up with a lucky save. Good hustle back in there on defense for Nantucket, showing some good speed. Logan Larrabee never gave up on the play. Good save, Kate Freed. Good ground ball, nicely done. Number 1, Shelley Colpitz with the ground ball. Now you got to turn defense into offense. Dished it off to number 19 for the Nantucket Whalers. Olivia Slade, that's a very good option if I were a Whaler. She's looking for some help. She's got a couple players open, including 14 making a nice cut to the goal. Doesn't see her. Diana, I think that's Diana P. Freed looking to dish, taking it behind the net, trying to find some options out front. Nice cut by Diane. Almost. Oh. Good look in there. Ground ball. Nice. Well done. Key to the game, Coach. Key to the game, getting those ground balls. Maya Kodalak with it. Good look inside. Shot wide. Fine shot.
That was a real nice setup there. Nantucket looked like getting their first play really set up there on the offensive end. I still feel they're making the extra pass. I would like to see the quicker shot there and put some pressure on the goalie.
And they're getting rewarded right now. Their ball's on their offensive half the field. They're cutting in and out, making some good offensive plays, and they're getting rewarded with some good shots and getting the ball back. Freed looking to dish. Diane.
Nice shot, and she scores. Yes. 14. Put it home.
Diana P. on the goal, number 14, and that's the second for the Whalers today, and that brought to us by.
Would you like to be a sponsor of Whaler Sports here on Geno 99? If so, call 508-825-8817. Get your ad mentioned during the games and also get your phone number and logo showing 24 hours a day in the top right-hand corner. Price as low as $15 per week, and you can feel good knowing you're helping bring Whaler Sports to TV, online, and now streaming live on Geno 99. To join our sponsors again, give a call to Geno, 508-825-8817. And remember, you can watch this game on TV 99. If you're watching it Thursday night, you can go to the internet anytime and watch it on Geno TV 99 online.
GenoTV.com.
GenoTV.com. I'll get that right yet.
You've always gotten it right.
2-2, Chris. That's good news.
Excellent, and certainly the ball has moved more to the Nantucket's offensive part of the field versus defensive. Ground ball for Barnstable. Right down front, moving right to left on your radio dial. 21, wheeling and dealing. Nice look down low, but pass was dropped. Nantucket dressing 4 JV players today, most of them freshmen and sophomore, coming up and giving a hand with so many players out. That would include number 43, Frances Stedman, a freshman, her first year playing, and a real bright spot so far. Coach staff has been raving about her practicing, a real good athlete. Number 31, Maddie Randall, a sophomore. Number 46, Kate, a freshman. Katie McAverty, a goal. And number 8, Barnstable with the goal. Might have been waved off. In the circle. How sweet is that? Oh, Syracuse alum and head coach for Barnstable. Like to see it. On the other side, a little cranked out. Jennifer Arthur, a little cranked out at that call, Dick. Gotta love that.
Yeah, you never want to keep an underdog in the game. You'd have to say Nantucket's an underdog in this game with Barnstable's program and then Nantucket's lack of starters on the trip. So you don't want to keep Nantucket in the game too long. You give them a life and you make them feel excited.
She's pacing that sideline over there.
Ooh.
Nantucket with the ball behind. Tight 2-2 game here. About 10 minutes to go in the first half. Nice move coming around. Needed one more step.
I like the idea she took that shot, though, even though she didn't get the one she wanted. They got to shoot at the goal if they want to get a goal.
Barnstable bring the ball up. 21 for Nantucket. A little bit of Matador defense in there for Nantucket. Maeve Muddy could have done a little better on defense. Ball immediately up to the offensive half of the field for Barnstable. Got to use your body in women's lacrosse. Really force the player wide. Like right there, 18 for Nantucket. Gave up way too early on that. Didn't use her body, get into body position. Juliette Lefebvre.
Did she score? She did.
Yep.
Oh.
Gave up way too early. You got to sort of shuffle those feet. And that goal, Dick, was brought to us by
Donnell and Ford, new vehicles on sale. Also, check out Visitors Network TV, Channel 99, where to shop, where to dine, where to stay, upcoming events, getting around activities, real estate, fun facts, and trivia, streaming 24/7 on smartphones, tablets, and TV. www.visitnet.tv. And that's going to be new this summer, Chris. Exciting
Channel 99?
for Channel 99.
I like it.
Unbelievable.
It's a good number. Channel 99. Now, is that when did that start up? Recently?
No, it's coming.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, great. And I bet if it's some profitable venture with cable TV, Gino's involved.
Yeah, he's somewhere in there.
3-2 Barnstable, ground ball Barnstable, right down front.
Always talking to the cable people.
So his cable people are talking to their cable people. Again, see how the offense for Barnstable, upper left corner.
Come on.
See how the offense is starting from the left side of the field as you're facing the Nantucket's goal. That's the fourth goal, all coming from the left side. And there's got to be an emphasis to slide that defensive pressure over. They're starting on the left. They got to be primarily right-handed players. So Nantucket now falls behind 4-2 at the 9-minute mark. And Commander-in-Chief, that goal brought to us by?
Fairgrounds Restaurant.
E6.
Check out Pudley's Pub, your home for the Red Sox. Speaking of the Red Sox, they're off to a great start here. 5-2 playing tonight. I'm going to rush right home after this game and watch them. Fairgrounds Restaurant, 15 high-D TVs. Catch your favorite team. ESPN games, Big Ten games. Monday night specials, 75-cent jumbo wings. Lunch and dinner, kids' pizzas, a lot of specials. Nantucket's family restaurant, the Fairgrounds.
Don't forget the Celtics now.
There's a good example of a call in the women's game. Sam Freed, I thought, played pretty good defense. Had a good stick check twice. She was trailing the play. The whistle was blown. All they did was back Sam up a couple of steps, so there was no advantage to blowing the whistle there. I thought it was pretty good defense, too. Bill felt that since 40 seconds had gone by since he had blown his whistle, a necessity to blow it again. But I wish they would use the continuation play in women's lacrosse because, Sam really wasn't penalized. It gave Nantucket an opportunity to sort of get into position. Nice save by Kate Freed. Scooped up nicely. First shot from that side of the field. Surveying the estate out in front of her. Might be going deep on this one. Known as a Gilman. Good sister to sister. That's the sister act. Didn't come up with that, unfortunately.
Did they practice that in your backyard at the 4th of July picnic?
They practice a lot of things over my backyard. Barnstable again. Let's see if they're primarily right-handed players. They switch over there again on the right side of the goal. They're going to take it behind. No help out front. Where is the D? They got to do some screaming and yelling about whose person you're covering here, because there's some free bodies in red shirts in front of the goal for Barnstable.
Gino did mention the Celtics. Tonight's special, if you go over to the fairgrounds, Gino, you can catch the Red Sox on one TV, the Celtics on another TV, and the Bruins on another. We have all three Boston Pro teams playing tonight, so it'll be in action. And Barnstable is starting to run away with this one, making it now 5-2. Joe Rapacki, small firm, big difference, helping self-employed people on Nantucket with their taxes for over 15 years. We have a timeout on the field. I'd like to mention all our fine sponsors who bring you the Whaler spring season. Axe Screen and Window Repair, At-A-Glance Window Treatments, BPC Architect, Brock Insurance, Congdon and Coleman Insurance, David Goodman Tiling, Don Allen Ford, Fairgrounds Restaurant, Furry Friends of Nantucket, Harbor Fuel Oil Corporation, Humphrey Electric, The Inquiring Mirror, Island Carpets, Island Lumber, Island Pharmacy, Island Variety, Joe Rapacki CPA, Cam Appliance, Killen Real Estate, Lindsay Incorporated, Madica Marine, Martin Bork Painting, Nantucket Airlines, Nantucket Booster Club, Nantucket Civic League, Nantucket Electric, Nantucket Insurance, Rick's Paint and Maintenance, Santa's Rubbish Removal, Seagrill, and Sign Here. I'd like to thank all these fine sponsors for bringing you portions of the spring season. And it says spring on the calendar, Chris, but it's not spring with the thing. Furry Friends of Nantucket, that's one of our favorite sponsors, yes. If you want to bring any of your furry friends over there, Chris, they will take care of them for you.
I was just looking at that one. I wasn't quite sure what that was. I was afraid to ask Gino, because who knows what he might say. But
What kind of sponsors are we bringing in here?
finest kind. So Nantucket down 5-2. All of a sudden, we went from a 1-zip lead to a 5-2 deficit. 7 minutes to go. We had a nice spurt in there for about 3 or 4 minutes where we seemed to control the ball in the offensive half. But I think what we're seeing is a very small bench. We're seeing a couple of the senior and stronger players not in the lineup, which really hurts. And this vacation week is a real problem for the student athletes and these athletic programs, because it's not just 1 week they're missing in some cases, but it's more than that, because while
doesn't start the Friday.
it's a real problem for the spring sports. It really puts the coaches in a bind, whether they're not able to play because the public school has a normal vacation, or the kids are leaving, and certainly they're entitled to go on vacation. But a real problem for some of these spring sports, and we're seeing it here today with a number of players not suited up for the Nantucket Whalers. But coming in 0-1 again, losing 16-9, physical game against New Bedford. Goal scores were spread around. Caroline Canetti with 1, Julia Newman with 1, Monica Fales with 1, Mia Kolak with 1, Olivia Slade with 3, and Sam Freed with 2. Teams coming out onto the field. See how he can do in this face-off. A little more aggressiveness here by the Whalers midfield set would be nice. Too many ground balls going Barnstable's way. Standing room only crowd of about 24, maybe 26 people.
Can we see the baseball score up there?
0-0.
Wow. That game started at 4 o'clock, so they're probably in about the 5th or 6th inning. But anybody see the inning on that baseball score? 0. 7th inning. Wow, that's a great baseball game. 0-0 in the 7th inning. So we'll keep an eye on that. If we hear some cheering, we'll know the Nantucket winning the next innings here. But high school baseball at its best when you can get into the 7th inning, 0-0. I think that's the baseball's opener. They were rained out Saturday. I guess the wind came out. I didn't understand that the morning boats get canceled early Saturday morning, and then the lacrosse game was played. We were at that one, and but the baseball team was supposed to have a home game that morning at 11. The girls were supposed to travel. Softball was supposed to travel. Oh, another post, I believe. Either out it was freed stick, but that took a ping out there. When it pings out like that, it bounces off something here. Nantucket needs a goal here in a hurry, down 5-2, and it's been all Barnstable the last 4 or 5 minutes.
And that all started because Nantucket had the face-off in control. Shelley Colbitz didn't come up with the loose ball. Barnstable came up with it, took it right down the field, and now they're on offense. Again, the ground ball leading to an opportunity for Barnstable, already one post. Taking it behind, moving right to left behind the net, number 15 coming around, no one picking her up. Finally, someone slides over too late. Nice save by Freed again. Too many opportunities when the players are coming from behind the net. Whistle. Bill Doherty already moving up the field, so it's probably going to be Nantucket's ball. There's the whistle starting it up. Now use your speed. Coaching staff encouraging the players, keep going. Now the Nantucket Whalers got to move open and get free. Number 1, Colpitz is open. Freed is open. Nantucket, that's a nice save. She moved to make the save because Logan Larrabee was determined to take it the whole distance from about midfield down. Goalie made a nice slide. Logan moving left to right, shot back across her body. Goalie is flexing her right thigh. If you can get a picture of that, you can see that stung her a little bit in there. Good shot in a cold afternoon. She'll have a nice black and blue for the prom. Ball going behind to Freed, looking for some help out front. Fails is open for a minute. Shelley Colbitz setting a nice pick, now coming out, setting a pick up high. Looks like a little bit of a picket fence move. Nantucket lining up for cutters in and out. You have to be real disciplined on defense to stay with your player and not get sort of jammed up. A nice cut by 2 Nantucket players. Both of them went to the same spot, unfortunately. Number 23 for Nantucket and number 30 both went to the same spot. Logan and Megan, they had an opportunity with a nice fine play where all the activity is on the left side. They snuck around to the right, but both players went to the same spot, Dick.
Nantucket seemed to be standing behind the net for an eternity. Was there a time limit on that, or can she just, as long as nobody goes at them, they can just stand there? Long time coming. They almost got something out of it, but they gave it up, and here's Barnstable again. Barnstable runs the field very quickly, and I think their speed is hurting Nantucket.
Oh, my goodness.
Fired it in there, 27. That goal brought to us by Santos Rubbish Removal. We clean up the island. Go Whalers, but the Whalers are not going on that one, Chris.
No, again, the ball came right down the middle of the field. I think it was Isabel Day who was pretty good defensive position, but never forced the Barnstable player to break stride or go off to the weak side. There was a couple of head fakes, but that's about it. But the Barnstable player just went right down the gut. And you got to use your body and force the players wide away from the net, even if you're that far out. And Barnstable just had too much of a head of steam there. Took it right down the throat to score the 6th goal of the afternoon, and that's brought to us by
The Enquirer and Mirror, Nantucket's island newspaper. Check them out on the net, www.acnet, for Nantucket's news, information, and sports. The Enquirer and Mirror covers it all on the newsstand. Most of the time early Thursday morning, but we got a lot of fog on Thursdays. Sometimes I get frustrated when I get my Enquirer Mirror to about noontime because of the fog. I used to like the old days when the fog was in, you'd laugh and say, ha, the Globe's not here, but I can get my Enquirer Mirror at 7 o'clock. That doesn't happen anymore. Fog hurts us.
especially being printed off island in the good old days when you could just walk down and get it. But those days are long gone. So if they're in at 12, that means you've been up for about an hour. And I know you like it early, about 11 o'clock in the morning for you.
I'm up at 5. I'd be waiting in front of Cumbies for it to be dropped off by
New Cumbies or old Cumbies?
Well, this was the old Cumbies, one thing. But you talk about it being made off island. They've made it a little bit easier. It was being printed up in New Hampshire, which sort of blew my mind when I found out it wasn't going to be printed on the island anymore. It would be printed in New Hampshire. Now it's going to be printed on the Cape. I think the Cape Cod Times is now printing it. So that gets it a little bit closer to the boat here. You know, if we had one of those wild pilots we used to have in the heydays that we, fly at 4 o'clock in the morning, they could actually print it over there, because they probably print it Wednesday night, like around 3 or 4, and, pick it up and have it back over here on the island at 5 o'clock, and I could be at the new Cumbies picking it up.
I don't know. That's trying to teach an old dog new tricks. That goes back to furry friends. Roof, 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 roof. Nantucket down 6-2, just over 2 minutes to go here. Would like to see one more goal in here before the halftime. Cut it in half. 23 for Nantucket, zipping right down the gut. Megan fails.
Oh,
Now here's the fight for the ground ball. Let's see who comes up with it. One-on-one battle. Now a two-on-two battle. Nantucket almost has it. Now does have it. Got to get one more before the end of the first half. We're down to about 1:30 running time. Ball's up top.
there you go. Boom.
Now shoot. That's a nice save. That's a good save. She's in excellent position. Stick was in good, and she's rubbing her thigh again. We're pinging that right thigh of hers. See her? I don't know if you got that in the camera, but she's going to be sore.
This is a family show. We can't get that. This is a family show. We have to spread the whole field out and watch everything.
Another fine ground ball for Nantucket. So that's back-to-back ground balls. Now we have to turn it into offense, and it certainly looks like we're going to get a scoring opportunity. Take it to the cooker far side. Well done.
That was it.
Well done. Now that came from the ground ball. So I hope those of you that are watching tonight's game take a page from Olivia Slade's book. If you go get a ground ball and you don't see any obstacles, take it right to the cooker. Nice shot to the far side. Olivia Slade, I believe that's her first of the day. Going to be a number of goals in her career for the Nantucket Whalers. And, Dick, that big goal brought to us by?
Well, first of all, that was probably Nantucket's best offensive move of the day. Olivia made a nice move. She came in. She knew exactly where she was going. She didn't let the goalkeeper know, and she put it right in the far corner. That goal brought to us by Island Lumber at 1 Popus Road. Go Whalers. Rain or shine, Island Lumber is always on time. And this face-off, Chris, you'll be excited about this. This face-off is brought to us by Furry Friends of Nantucket. We care for your furry friends with passion. Martina and Boss, pet sitting and care. Give Martina and Boss a call at 508-332-9198. That sounds like an old rock and roll group I favored back in the 50s, Martina and Boss.
Yeah. Is that like Boz Skaggs? 45 seconds to go. 6-3. Is there another? Is there another one here for the Whalers? Good look in front. A stoner save and another nice save. She is HOT hot in the net. Ken Dryden-esque. Well, you got to give her credit for that. Back-to-back saves. There is no out of bounds in women's lacrosse. It's basically when there's a hazard, you blow the whistle. So in this case, yes. So in this case, the fence is the hazard. So technically, you could run around the island and the game keeps going. So
should we have them run through the field house here once in a while? We could get them on camera and have an interview with them.
There are no. Oh boy! See again. That's just Matador D. No effort was done in there to stop the ball. They just kind of waved at it.
They may get one shot off.
No, not enough time. There it goes, the horn. But that goes back to effort. A little more effort, a little more of a concerted effort there by the Nantucket defensive play would have forced them wide, not right down the gut, Dick. Halftime, 6-3. A couple of fine sponsors before we go to break.
Yeah, that was a big save there at the end by the Barnstable goalkeeper. Nantucket really did everything nice, and Stonewall there, 6-4 will be a lot better than 6-3. As we go into the halftime, Mattock Marine, go Wheels. Harborfield Oil Corporation, over 40 years of service. Peace of mind, Harborfield. We'll take a short break and be back with second half action.